no!
Oh, yeah.
No! You cannot eat our only suspect.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for cases in which stars were contractually obligated to act in films.
No, what are we hiding from?
Regardless of whether it was before or after they had agreed to do the movie. We will also be considering those who were forced into a film to make up for a past breach of contract. Number 20, Bruce Willis, Armageddon.
So what's the verdict?
They'll do it. They've made a few requests, though.
Do you remember the 1997 sports rom-com Broadway Brawler starring Bruce Willis and Maura Tierney? No? Well, you know why you don't? Because the movie never got made. Besides starring in the film, Willis was also a producer, and just 3 weeks into shooting, he demanded much of the crew be fired, including the director. This led the Walt Disney Company to shut it all down. While they could have sued Willis, they instead agreed to a deal in which he would make 3 movies for the company at a reduced rate, the first of which was Armageddon. Willis was paid just $3 million for the movie, as opposed to his going rate at the time, which was $20 million.
Not a choice, it's a lack of options.
Number 19, Pierce Brosnan, Remington Steele.
Have we met before? I don't think so. Odd. You look vaguely familiar.
Pierce Brosnan became a star thanks to the 80s television show Remington Steele. It's probably thanks to that show that he was cast as James Bond. However, it was also because of that show that he didn't become Bond sooner. You see, the action TV series premiered in 1982 and was cancelled in 1986, at which point Brosnan was offered the role of Bond in the upcoming film The Living Daylights. However, NBC then reversed their cancellation decision, and Brosnan was contractually obligated to return to the series. Not wanting the character associated with a currently airing television series, the film's producers rescinded their offer and gave the role to Timothy Dalton. It would be 8 years before Brosnan finally became Bond.
James Bond.
Number 18, Winona Ryder, Boys.
Bud Valentine? You know, there's a pitcher named Bud Valentine. He pitches for Pittsburgh.
That's him.
The film Boys, starring Winona Ryder and Lucas Haas, was both a critical and commercial failure back in 1996. And this probably didn't come as much of a shock to those who made it. Director Stacey Cochran has stated that she and the studio had a falling out, and there was an extensive involuntary editing process that ruined the movie. As for Ryder, in his biography of the actress, Nigel Goodall makes it clear that last-minute changes to the script had her regretting what she'd gotten herself into. But the contract was signed, and she wasn't getting out of it, even though she would have liked to.
You wouldn't like it.
Yes, I would.
Not for long.
Number 17, Alec Baldwin, Rock of Ages.
Here's a toast to all of us who are breaking our backs every day.
At first, everything was great. Alec Baldwin signed on to be in Rock of Ages, excited to work with director Adam Shankman and some of the other stars like Tom Cruise. But the honeymoon ended early, as Baldwin admitted in an interview back in 2013. A week in, you go, oh god, what have I done? What he did was try and get out of it. While reporting at the time mentioned medical issues for Baldwin's desire to leave the production, it would appear that the truth is he just thought the film was going to suck. Needless to say, the studio didn't let him out of his deal.
I'm not interested, sweetheart, and I need you two to get back to work right now.
Number 16, Stanley Tucci, The Lovely Bones.
Remember me? You remember me. I live right down the street, down in the greenhouse. Mr. Harvey.
Stanley Tucci didn't even try and get out of his contract to star in The Lovely Bones because he hated the film. It was because he hated his character. Tucci plays George Harvey, a serial killer who targets youths, in the 2009 Peter Jackson movie. As he told Entertainment Weekly, it was a tough experience playing such a horrible person. He even questioned Jackson as to why he was cast and actively tried to get out of it before they began filming. Not only did he not get out of his contract, but he ended up getting an Oscar nomination for his performance.
I have to go.
I don't want you to leave.
Number 15, Val Kilmer, Top Gun.
You are still dangerous. You can be my wingman anytime.
That's right, it might sound crazy, but Val Kilmer basically had to be forced to play Iceman in Top Gun. Kilmer had already given Paramount 2 films in their 3-movie deal, and he, as the math would indicate, owed them 1 more. Well, it was because of that deal that Kilmer even went to meet with the director of the film, Tony Scott. While he still didn't want to do it, finding the script silly, Scott and his contractual obligations convinced Kilmer to be in the film. He didn't need any convincing to reprise his role in the 2022 sequel, Top Gun: Maverick. Kilmer even openly campaigned for it.
One last thing. Who's the better pilot? You or me?
This is a nice moment. Let's not ruin it.
Number 14, Brad Pitt, Troy.
Nervous? Petrified.
This 2004 sword and sandal epic was the 8th highest grossing film of the year, and Brad Pitt did get some positive critical comments regarding his performance. However, it wasn't a film that Pitt initially wanted to be in, but the studio sure did want him. In this case, the studio had the upper hand. You see, Pitt had pulled out of another film prior to that, and as a result, he owed the studio a movie. So, as he told the New York Times in 2019, I was put in Troy. We guess you could say that they found his Achilles heel.
You're as fearless as the gods. I'm honored to go to war with you.
As am I.
Number 13, Shia LaBeouf, Transformers: Dark of the Moon.
This was all my fault. I told them whom to trust. I was so wrong.
It's hard to believe, but Michael Bay actually made one decent Transformers movie. The first one, released in 2007, has a not great but not terrible Rotten Tomatoes score of 57%. It also grossed over $700 million. While the second one, Revenge of the Fallen, made even more money, it was critically panned, even by its star Shia LaBeouf, who said, "I wasn't impressed with what we did." Not wanting to be a part of a declining franchise, at least quality-wise, LaBeouf made a real effort to get out before the third movie. But there was the little thing of his signature on a contract for 3 films, so he was stuck. He definitely wasn't coming back for number 4 though.
Sam, that makes me feel bad.
Well, yeah, I hope you feel bad. You should feel bad.
Number 12, Bill Murray, Garfield, the movie.
You can stop dreaming about me because I'm here. Now just wake up. You've got work to do.
What actor wouldn't want to work with Joel Coen? As one half of the Coen brothers, Joel is one of the great writers/directors of his generation. According to Bill Murray, when he saw that Joel had written Garfield the movie, he jumped at the chance to voice the titular cat. The only problem is that Garfield the movie was co-written by Joel Coen, with a H, not Joel Coen of the Coen brothers. By the time he realised his mistake, it was too late to back out. We should point out that the other co-writer of the film, Alex Sokolow, has called ball poo on Murray's story about the Coen mix-up. Who do you believe?
So do you have any regrets?
Garfield, maybe?
Number 11, Daniel Craig, multiple James Bond movies.
I'm the money.
Every penny of it.
While some actors would surely jump at the chance to be James Bond, Daniel Craig was not such an actor. When he was offered the role as the next 007 back in 2005, it took him a little while and some convincing to accept the offer. While he garnered much praise, money and stardom for his portrayal of the master spy, he only did 5 Bond films because he was contractually obligated to do so. His desire to get out of the franchise definitely escalated after the disaster that was Quantum of Solace. However, according to Craig, it had started even earlier than that. "I've been trying to get out of this from the very moment I got into it."
You're not seriously going back there.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Number 10, Jennifer Garner, Elektra.
I'm not a good person to get involved with.
After the critical failure that was Daredevil, Ben Affleck lucked out. No sequel for Matt Murdock. Jennifer Garner found herself contractually locked into what was, quite frankly, a spin-off movie that nobody wanted, Elektra.
Yeah. I hated that.
For Ben, it meant a simple cameo, which never even made it into the final cut. For Garner, it was a starring role in an arguably even worse film than the one that preceded it. The spin-off earned a paltry $56.7 million at the worldwide box office, and paired with Daredevil, is widely thought to have permanently damaged Garner's marketability as a star, which at the time had been on the rise.
Don't worry. That's not that bad.
Number 9, Edward Norton, The Italian Job.
Can't let emotion into these things.
This undeniably talented actor has gained somewhat of a reputation for being difficult to work with. As it turns out, that problem extends beyond his relationship with directors, editors, and co-stars to studio heads as well. Like so many of our entries today, it would seem that a younger Edward Norton signed a multi-picture deal that, in hindsight, he wasn't so keen to honour.
That wasn't the agreement.
It was a contractual dispute that lasted a whopping 5 years, and one which fostered a lot of anger between the two parties, who seemingly could not agree on a picture. In the end, Norton was forced to star in The Italian Job, or go to court.
This lovely dinner, sparkling conversation, you still don't trust me?
Number 8. Keanu Reeves, The Watcher.
Shall we dance?
Imagine being told that you were legally obligated to do a film that, as far as you can remember, you never committed to. Though there were reports during filming that Reeves was dissatisfied, the whole story didn't come out until 12 months after the film's release, when Reeves' contractually obligated silence finally came to an end. Able to say his piece, he claimed that his signature was forged, but that he couldn't prove it. Coming immediately on the tail of mega hit The Matrix, you can understand why being the villain in a film, whose script Keanu allegedly didn't find interesting, didn't work for the actor. However, seeking to avoid a legal battle, he reluctantly acquiesced.
We're yin and yang. Black and white.
Number 7. Roy Scheider, Jaws 2.
Wait a minute, are you people telling me I don't know what a shark looks like?
After the first flick birthed the concept of a summer blockbuster, you'd think that every cast member who survived the original Jaws would be desperate to jump back in. Not star Roy Scheider, who only returned as penance for bailing out on another film. Let's just say he made the wrong choice. Jaws 2 was a nightmare from pre-production through to its completion, with frequent rewrites, production delays, and struggles to find a suitable director. Roy Scheider was reportedly very unhappy throughout, but it meant his contract with Universal would be complete, and so he stuck it out.
Too damn tired.
The Universal movie he had quit? The critically acclaimed Deer Hunter, and in the starring role no less.
One shot is what it's all about. Deer has to be taken with one shot.
Number 6. Channing Tatum, G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra.
Self-preservation. I'm taking you in, Rex.
For young up-and-coming stars, it can be tempting to sign multiple picture deals. Guaranteed work? Why not? But a few years down the line, and you could find yourself forced to play roles you hate in films that make you cringe. It's a lesson that Channing Tatum learned the hard way after signing a 3-film deal with Paramount.
I'm going to make you very unhappy. I'm already unhappy.
G.I. Joe might have helped increase his public profile, but after the fact, he has been vocal about hating it, and very clear that he only accepted the role of Duke under fear of legal action.
Drive it like you stole it.
Number 5. Emily Blunt, Gulliver's Travels.
When do you return home, noble and awesome Gulliver?
Talk about missed opportunities. In hindsight, Emily Blunt has claimed that she's happy that she didn't wind up in the role of Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, given that women in superhero films tend to take the back seat to the male leads. Fair criticism. But to think that Gulliver's Travels was the reason that she didn't get the part, well, that's just painful.
It's just that I was talking with a giant and lost track of time.
I trust not this beast.
A Variety reported in 2009 a contract signed with 20th Century Fox back when Blunt played a role in The Devil Wears Prada gave them enough leverage to force her participation. And so, Emily Blunt missed out on the MCU, and instead got to play the pint-sized Princess Mary.
Now you're being cruel, and frankly, melodramatic, and acting like a complete baby.
Number 4. Mike Myers, The Cat in the Hat.
Look on your face, it's like you saw a monster.
A monster? Where?
For those who grew up loving The Cat in the Hat and Dr. Seuss's other colourful stories, this movie might have felt like a slap in the face. And though Mike Myers has made some rather questionable movie choices over the years, it seems that his participation in this particular travesty was not of his own volition.
Why, I'm the Cat in the Hat!
When a script bringing his SNL character Dieter to life proved subpar, Myers reportedly backed out of the film, and Universal sued. It was ultimately settled out of court, and the details are murky, but the consensus is The Cat in the Hat was the compromise. According to co-star Amy Hill, Myers' disdain was rather palpable on set.
Without my hat, I'm just your garden variety 6-foot-tall talking cat.
Number 3. Gina Davis, Cutthroat Island.
Bad dog.
This action-adventure rom-com is widely recognised as one of the biggest box office flops in cinematic history, and the film that took pirate films off the map until Disney took on the genre years later. Cutthroat Island would not have involved Gina Davis if she'd had her way. When co-star Michael Douglas dropped out of the film, Davis saw the winds changing and tried to jump ship as well. Unfortunately for her, unlike Michael Douglas, her participation had already been made legally binding.
Now stop hitting your shoulder, man!
In addition to sinking production company Carol Co. Pictures, it is also remembered as the film that irreparably damaged Gina Davis's career.
Sweetheart, I promised I'd take care of you.
Number 2, Marlon Brando. Desiree.
What exactly do you wish to be?
Unlike so many other films on our list today, this 1954 picture by 20th Century Fox was reasonably well received by critics, earning 2 Academy Award nominations for costume design and art direction. The film is far from a masterpiece, and as far as Brando's filmography is concerned, is a little more than a forgettable footnote. Had Brando gotten his way though, it wouldn't have had a place on his resume whatsoever.
I must go now. Say goodbye to my family. I'm leaving for Paris in the morning.
However, after signing on to play in The Egyptian from 20th Century Fox, he walked away due to problems with the script. Fox sued, and Desiree served as the forgettable compromise between the actor and the studio.
French standards in the dirt.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Whoopi Goldberg, Theodore Rex.
What are you doing?
Kids these days aren't very familiar with Whoopi Goldberg, but the EGOT winner was once a truly marketable star. Though she continued to land some solid roles after this farce of a film, it's hard not to draw a correlation between the overall dip in quality roles and her involvement with the one Theodore Rex.
Get me down. Now!
Goldberg verbally agreed to do the film in 1992 and then tried to back out, only to be hit with a $20 million lawsuit. In the end, Goldberg begrudgingly played the part, but continues to insist that it's one of her biggest regrets. After terrible test screenings, the film was sent straight to video.
Duh.
Which of these legally bound roles do you think turned out the worst for the actor involved? Let us know in the comments.
What do you expect, a bloody apology? You know the rules of the game, you've been playing it long enough.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.